Hello, happy Friday. Today is the last day of the 2012 review. We are going to continue to skip questions that we didn't cover in class. So 30 is another ellipse. So we're going to go ahead and cross 30 off, and we're going to go straight to 31. 31 is an absolute value with some transformations. You guys just recall that with the absolute value, you're going to start here with that vertex. We're going to go ahead and shift it to the right 3 units and then up 3. This is a vertical stretch and a reflection, okay? So we're going to go ahead and shift this to the right 1, 2, 3. We're going to go ahead and shift it up 1, 2, 3. And then you guys can go ahead. We're going to be going downward, and we're going to go down 2, over 1, down 2, over 1, down 2, over 1. We're going to do the exact same thing to the other side. Down 2, over 1, down 2, over 1, down 2, over 1. My daughter's doing Taekwondo right now. So if you hear her, that's my daughter doing Zoom Taekwondo. Okay, so we can go ahead and label this f of x equals -2, absolute value of x minus 3 plus 3. You guys can also go ahead and throw that into your calculator and write your table values. Make sure when you do this that you find the symmetry right here so you have both of those values there. Okay, this next one is a piecewise. You're going to graph the 2 pieces. So you're going to go ahead and graph this piece right here. You can throw that right into your calculator. Your x values have to be greater than or equal to 1. So when you guys go ahead and throw that into your calculator, you're going to start at 1. You're going to pick the perfect squares, the nice numbers in your graphing calculator. So 1 has a nice y value. 6 also has a nice y value because when you do 6 plus 3, that's 9, and the square root of 9 is 3. And the other one is with a nice y value, 10, you're going to get 3.6 that you can go ahead and graph too. Okay, so you guys can go ahead and graph that. You're going to over 1, up 2. That's where you're going to start. Over 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up 3, 1, 2, 3, and my last one over 10, up 1, 2, 3, and a little bit more, and it should look something like this right here. Then you guys are going to go and graph your quadratic. Your quadratic, you're going to start with your x values. You're going to start, has to be greater than 1, but you're going to plot 1, and that's going to be an open circle at 1. So you're going to have 1, just pick the nice values again, 0, -1, 1, -2, 4, -3, and 9. So you're going to start at 1, 1, and at that point right there, you're going to have that open circle. 0, 0, -1, 1, -2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3, 9, and it's going to look like so. Okay, you guys can go ahead and label x plus 3 equals y, and f of x equals x squared. Okay, 32 you can cross right off. You're not going to have to do that one. Moving right on to 33. 33, again, you're going to cross off. We didn't touch upon all of that. And we are now into this 34. We're going to solve this system of equations. Again, you guys can just go ahead and put that into your calculator, and I'll show you how to go ahead and do that. You guys realize that you're going to take your coefficients 1, 1, 2, and 15, 2, -1, 1, and 12, 1, 3, -1, and 7, So we have right here a 3 by 4. You guys can go ahead and do the exact same thing with your graphing calculator. You guys can go ahead and hit second, x to the negative first, and put your 3 by 4 into the matrix there. And then you guys can go ahead and hit math. Once you're done with that, you guys can hit second x squared. You guys can go ahead hit math. And you're going to go down to A. Okay, so you move down, down, down to A and hit enter. You're obviously still going back to that second x squared, and you're going to go down to REF, and you're going to get 1, 0, 0, 5, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 0, 1, 4. And you're going to see that your x is equal to 5. Your y is equal to the 2. And your z is equal to 4. And you can go ahead and sub those in and realize that that would equal 15 and so forth, 12 and 7. Okay, moving right along to 35. We're just asked for the domain for this function for 35 right here. So your domain's your x values. You're going from -9. You see that that's a closed circle. Every single point all the way up to 8. So you guys are going from -9 to 8. Both are closed circles, so you're going to keep that closed. Your range is how low can you go to how high. You're going to go from -4 all the way up to 5. -4 to 5, and every piece from -4 to 5 has a value to that. We want to evaluate f of 6. Okay, so you guys are going to go to your x value of 6. You're going to move up, over, and you hit at 3. Now they're saying the y value is 5, so you're going to go to the y value for 5, and you're going to go over to this point. Okay, so here's 5. You're going to go over, and then you're going to go down, and you're going to see that that's going to be at -9. Over the intervals from -5 to 2, so we have from -5 to -2. So from here to here, is it increasing or decreasing? You can see that's going down, 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 down. So you would say B, it's decreasing. Okay, moving right along to 36, we're going to go ahead and graph sine and cosine. Okay, you guys can see that we're dealing with y is equal to the cosine of x. That's our original. And we want to go ahead and talk about the transformations that happen. You guys can see that it was reflected over the x axis. You guys can see right here that the y values were multiplied by 3. And then you can see this right here inside left or right. You guys can see that it was shifted left 90 degrees. Okay, that pi over 2 radian is 90 degrees. Okay, sketch one cycle. Be sure to label the x and y. So we want to make sure that we have the x and the y. And we know that we're going to be at 3, so you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And this is 3, -3. And you guys can we can go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 90, 180, 270, 360. And when we go ahead and we start with cosine, you guys have your x and your y. And we also have our x and y. I'm going to show you the transformations that are going to happen here. So we're going to start with our 5 key points for cosine. Cosine starts at the amplitude. We have 0, 90, 180, 270, 360. So we're going to start with our 5 key points. And you guys are going to see that cosine starts at the amplitude, starts at 1. Then we're going to go to 0, to -1, 0, back to 1. And the reflection, that's going to affect the y values, okay? So we're going to multiply all of the y values by -3 to get our new y values. So we have 1 times -3, that's going to give us -3. 0 times -3, 0. -3 times -1, that's positive. Back to 0 to -3. Okay? And for this one right here, the x value, we're going to be shifting everything 90 degrees to the left, so we're going to subtract 90 degrees from all of this right here. Okay? So this is going to give us -90. 90 minus 90 is 0. 180 minus 90 is going to give us 90. 270 minus 90 is going to give us 180. And 360 minus 70 is going to give us 270 degrees. So these are the points that you're going to go ahead and focus in on when you're plotting this right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, -90. Okay, so we have -90, -3. You can go ahead and plot that. 0, 0, 90, +3. 180, 0, and 270, -3. And you guys can see that this is y equals -3 cosine x plus pi over 2. Okay, you guys are going to go ahead and do the exact same thing here with this one right here. We're going to focus in on analyzing it first. We're going to start with y is equal to sine x. What happened here? You're going to first multiply the y values by 1/2. And then this right here, you're going to be shifting all your points down one space, okay? So you're going to be going ahead and shifting everything down one space there, okay? So you guys can go ahead and start, which when you shift everything down, you're going to -1 from your y values, okay? So you're going to multiply. This right here is always multiply. This right here is add or subtract. And when you have it in the inside is when that affects the x value. So these two here affect y value, and this right here, which is your frequency, if you have a shift left or right, affects the x value. So we're going to start with our key points. With sine, we have 0, 90, 180, 270, 360. And sine, we start at 0, we go to 1, back to 0, -1 to 0. So both of these go ahead and affect only the y value, so all your x values are going to be staying the same. So we have 0, 90, 180, 270, 360. And for our y, you're going to do 0 times 1/2 is 0, minus 1, down 1. 1 times 1/2 gives us 0.5, which is 1/2, minus 1. That's going to give us negative 0.5. 0 times 1/2, that's going to give us negative 1. Negative 1 times 0.5, that's going to give us negative 0.5 minus 1. That's going to give you negative 1.5. And then last but not least, you're back to that negative 1. Okay? So you guys can go ahead and plot all those points there. You guys can see that we have to go to negative 1/2. So negative 1, negative 2, negative 1, positive 1, 2. And you guys can count 1, 2, 3, 4. We have pi over 2 radians. 1, 2, 3, 4 pi radians. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 pi over 2. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 pi. Okay, you guys can go ahead and graph this. 0, negative 1, 180, negative 1, okay. All right, and that we have here, y is equal to 1/2 sine x minus 1. Okay, and the last one that we have here, we're going to be going ahead and graphing x squared and then the transformations that happen here. And then you're going to describe the transformations. So we're doing a quadratic. We're going to do 0, 0, negative 1, positive 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want to do 3, that'll go up to 9. Okay, so we have f of x equals x squared. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do some transformations. We're going to move it over. Minus 2, so we're going to move it to the right 2 units. 1, 2. And then you guys are going to go ahead and move it up. 1, 2, 3. So your vertex is there. And then you guys are going to go ahead and reflect it. So you're going to shift it down. So you guys can go ahead and do that. And we have g of x equals negative x minus 2 squared. You want to plot those points, so you're going to move all those over to up 3 and then flip it over the x-axis. All right, so number 1, we have y is equal to x squared. We have a reflection over x. Right 2, up 3. Okay, so those are the 3 transformations that happen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, please let me know. Have a wonderful day.